Hi student, welcome to online classes on module 4. So that is today we'll discuss the law of gearing, comparison between involute and cycloidal profile. Okay, so what is law of gearing said or how it is going to be defined. Okay, first the law of gearing. The law of gearing state that the angular velocity ratio between the two gears. What is that? The angular velocity ratio between the two gears of a gear set must remain constant throughout the mesh. The angular velocity ratio, that is angular velocity nothing but omega 1 or omega 2. The ratio between the two gears of a gear set must be remain constant throughout the mesh. Here, this is the ratio mesh throughout the system or throughout the contact. This one from here, here. This blue dotted lines plus this blue arrow. The blue arrow mark show the constant throughout the mesh. Or in other words, or in a more technical terms, or I can elaborate more in details. The law of gearing state that the common normal at the point of contact, between a pair of teeth. The common normal at a point of contact between a pair of teeth must always passes through a pitch point. This is the fundamental condition which must be satisfied while designing the profile for the teeth of gear wheels. It is also known as law of gearing. Simple. It is a simplest way. It is easy to remember that the law of gearing, the angular velocity ratio between the two gears. The angular velocity ratio between the two gears, that is gear A and gear B, or gear 1 or gear 2. Angular velocity between the ratio between the two gears of a gear set of a gear must be remains throughout the mesh. That is from the beginning of engagement to the end of the engagement, or from the beginning of gear to the end of the gear, the constant should be throughout this gear meshing. In easiest way, again I can go with the here also. Here I taken gear A and here is the gear B. Okay, so gear A and gear B, omega 1 is the angular velocity of gear 1, omega 2 is the angular velocity of gear 2. Okay, and Vc is the velocity, and n is the speed of gear 1, n is the speed of gear, this is 2 and this is 1. So the meeting of the two gears is always going to this dotted lines. This dashed line is show the angular velocity of gearing of constant angular velocity ratio between the two gears. The common normal at that point of contact of two meshing teeth must passes through the a fixed point on a line joining center of rotation. That is on a center of rotation. Okay. The gear A rotate about A, the gear B rotate about B, or gear 1 rotate about a fixed axis and gear B rotate about a fixed axis B. The common normal point, as already said, that is the angular velocity ratio between the two gears of gear set must be remains constant throughout the mesh. So this bluish line will show the exact definition of gear, that is law of gearing. The law of gearing will give the velocity ratio. It will give the velocity ratio, that is I will write VR equal to, that is velocity ratio equal to omega 1 by omega 2 is equal to n2 O2 n2 divided by O1 n1. That is velocity ratio omega 1 omega 2 is angular velocity of gear 1 and angular velocity of gear 2. O2 n2 is the normal distance, or that normal point from this point to this point, and O1 and N1 is the speed of the gear 1, and 2 is the speed of gear 2. So this is the law of gearing. So usually in the examination they will ask for 6 to 8 marks. state the law of gearing and prove that velocity ratio of gearing, that is velocity of law of gearing. Simple, they will ask for 6 to 8 marks. State and prove the law of gearing. So just write this statement and try to draw this diagram, or you can draw this diagram and it will give the derivation, that is velocity ratio is equal to omega 1 by omega 2 is equal to O2 N2 divided by O1 N1. Now we'll move to another bit, that is comparison between involute and cycloidal profile. That is comparison between involute and cycloidal profile, and this question asked in the last year into January December 2019 question paper for 6 marks. Okay, simple. So we have the two gears, that is involute gear profile and another is the cycloidal gear profile. Pressure angle, the high pressure angle in the involute gear profile, that is high pressure angle, but it is a constant, whereas in cycloidal pressure it is low pressure but it is variable. So this is another, this is the main difference between the involute gear and the cycloidal proof of gears. Okay, second is efficiency. Efficiency of involute gear should be very low, or you can simply write it is low overall efficiency. The cycloidal gear profile should be high overall efficiency. Interference, the problem of interference, it is no interference, means it is a chance of interference, it is somewhere it is a, there is chance of interference, or here there is no interference, it is meeting, it is falling on one gear over the another gear. In cycloidal gear profile there is no chance of interference between the two gears. Error tolerance, the tolerant to the mirror error in the center or center distance, it is sensitive to errors. Okay, it is very sensitive to the errors. Manufacturing, so this is also very important, especially for involute and cycloidal proof gear, that is manufacturing is very easy for the involute gear profile, and it is very difficult to manufacture the cycloidal teeth profile because it is dual arc. So you have to get the arc structure. When you see the images of the cycloidal and involute gear profile, you will come to know how they are going to be designed. So that is simple. The simple, you just write 5 differences in a pressure angle. Pressure angle is high but it is constant. Here pressure angle is low but it is variable, that is 5, or you can go with the alpha and beta also. Efficiency, overall efficiency is low and overall efficiency is high. Then interference chance is there, here no interference, or no interference is going to occur. Error, here sensitive to errors, here the time tolerant to minor error in the center to center. It is very easy to manufacture involute gear profile, and it is difficult to manufacture the dual because it is a dual arc in structure. Okay, so this is a question they may ask for again for 6 to 8 marks. Okay, thank you.